be honest, I love New Zealand music.
I think it's in a pretty strong place at the moment. Plenty of time and opportunity for them to be recording music and booking gigs.
I think I would like to hear more of the alternative side of New Zealand music.
For a country of 4 million or so, we punch quite high above our weight.
Music is part of New Zealand's identity, and New Zealand music has evolved so much over the past 50 years. We're talking to the bands and artists working their way up the music scene here in the land of the long white cloud. You're listening to Amplify Aotearoa.
Kia ora, welcome to the podcast. Today we're speaking to Baily and Kevin from the Raddlers. These guys have been redefining Christchurch indie scene after their successful debut EP that came out last year, teehee. These guys are sitting very comfortably in the pocket of the new wave music hitting Aotearoa at the moment. I've been listening to you guys' smooth tunes for the last probably 2 months, I can say, and I'm absolutely in love with the sort of music you guys make. Welcome to the studio, guys. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here today.
Yeah,
welcome, welcome.
Oh, cool.
Now, you guys, the Raddlers, are a 5-piece band, is that correct?
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about who we're missing today and how you guys met?
Oh, I missed them dearly already. So we've got Jack on the drums, Jack Nolan, as we like to call him, Slim Shady Fit. So that's his Instagram handle for his fitness Instagram. Every gig is like, Jack Nolan, take your shirt off. It's Slim Shady Fit on the drums.
Yeah.
And then who are we missing next, Baily?
Well, we got Chaz Wakefield, who's the living legend.
Big dog.
Great dude. Big dog Wakefield. Yeah. He's
the lead singer, rhythm guitarist as well.
Oh, yeah.
Sings on a few tunes. Pretty cool. And then we've got Liam on
Walsh.
the four-string major rager, the bass guitar. Yeah, that's him.
And then we got Baily, who's...
Kia ora. I sing and occasionally play keys, but not so much recently.
Sweet. And Kevin, and you do...
lead guitar.
So you guys have been smashing out the Christchurch scene lately, playing gigs all over the show, including this year's Beer Festival here in Christchurch. How was that to play that festival? Was it so?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. It's so nice. Just a full day of music playing on like a big stage. There's such a good lineup. It was cool. We had like a tent backstage with our name on it. I was like, oh my God.
Free alcohol, I bet, as well.
Yeah. Oh, and there was like a full buffet, like just at the back, like with croissants and meat and like beers and Garage Project beers as well. Like it was good beers, not just like your cheap Spates or whatever.
Yeah. And how many people were attending the festival? Do you know?
Way over 1,000.
Yeah,
like a couple thousand.
Yeah. Have you been to like Electric Ave size venue? Like they do the massive park thing. Like it's just huge.
And it was random as well because we wanted to get on Electric Ave, and so I was in touch with the guys there, and then they're like, "Sorry, we're booked, but we have a spot at the beer festival." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then he just name dropped the lineup, like who would be playing with, and we're like, "Yeah."
Who was playing there? Some huge names?
Yeah, Dragon, the Mutton Birds, and Summer Thieves.
Oh, wow. So that was a great opportunity for you guys.
Fully.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I think it was Your Indigo as well.
Yeah, Your Indigo, who was before us. So it was mean.
But not only Christchurch playing gigs around here, but you've also been up north selling out a Auckland show and playing a full house in Wellington. Was that your first time travelling as a band together and playing music?
Yeah, that was our first headline tour. We sold out Auckland and pretty much did like 80% cap on a Thursday night in Wellington.
That's out the
really
gate.
cool. Yeah.
Where did you perform in Wellington? That's my hometown. Meow?
Caroline.
We did
Caroline. Oh,
R.I.P.
wow, great spot.
Gone too soon. Yeah, so cool.
What is it like travelling and playing music with the band? Is it incredible?
It's the dream, mate. It's so good. Like, it's uncomfortable. You need to shower more often than you can, and like you're tired, but like you're just constantly hanging out with your best friends playing music at different cities. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's
we got like a really cool. Baily was like on the video. He got like a really rustic little summer tour video going. It was so much fun, just like recording like the most random bits of
just
our
bits
tour.
and pieces from the time.
Yeah, not even like gig footage or something, but like sound check when something was going wrong, or like us just seeing a chicken in Wellington, just in the neighborhood. It was just super random, but yeah,
just doing that.
Capped off a really, really cool summer.
And a sold out gig in Auckland. That's
cool.
mind blowing. Were people in Auckland like still singing the lyrics and everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That would have been so cool just to hear other people from a whole different island even replay your music. What was that like?
Humbling, man. Like, it's so nice. Even though like first headline in Christchurch show was probably the first time that we'd had people like singing like with me. It was like, oh my God, wow, you guys like know the song. You obviously enjoy it enough to know the words to it. That's amazing. That's so cool. I'm singing with a room full of people. They're singing back.
Yeah. Like as we were booking the venue, we were like, oh, this place is like 300 capacity. We'd be
Wow.
lucky if we hit like 150 or 160 at a venue.
Yeah.
And then turns out the day off, we ended up with about 250 tickets sold. And then the guy came up, he's like, man, you didn't really book enough security. I'm like, whoa, that's a good problem to have. Like, we didn't anticipate that. But it was mean. It was so cool.
Oops.
Like, for our first headline show, just having so many people there to see us. It wasn't like we were opening for someone else. Like, they were there for us. And
Yeah.
It's a crazy feeling. It's like really rewarding. Like it's like,
Mind-boggling. I
we
can
worked
totally
really
imagine.
hard, and it's like,
yeah,
so
because
good.
we worked on like the EP during our exams. Like, we were sacrificing like late hours just to do it. But yeah, something we were really proud of, and like the product is super cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I reckon we get straight into your acoustic live set. I can't wait for this one. The Raddlers with their song "Lose My Mind."
So I guess it's time to pack my bags. I know you know these things aren't meant to last. And you don't seem to mind. Well, I'm losing my mind. And you don't seem to mind. Well, I'm losing my mind. And believe me, I've tried. I'm not ready to say goodbye. I don't know how long I'm back, but I know this time I wanna stay for it good. And the heaviness inside my chest, ooh, yeah. It's not so heavy when I'm with you. Yeah. You don't seem to mind.
Cheers for that, fellas. An absolutely incredible acoustic version of Lose My Mind. Can you just tell me a little bit about that song and the inspiration and where that kind of came from?
Yeah. Okay. So, it's kind of a story behind it. It's the first song we ever wrote together as a band.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of had the initial ideas and I guess lyrics kind of that I worked on with Kevin at the start. And I guess I was going through like a pretty emotionally tough time. I just had a bit of a falling out with a flatmate, and I was between jobs, and I'd like, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, and I was just not in a good spot. But on top of that, like I had these like new friends, and I really didn't want to lose them, and I was like, you guys are my rock, like I'm clinging on to you. Yeah, so there's a lot going on, and then we met the band, and it was like the same time, and it was just like, there's so much going on, and I just don't know what's and that song came like really fluidly, naturally, I suppose. But then there was a TuneSock jam night. So TuneSock's the university's music club, and we were all students at the time. So yeah, we didn't even know each other, well, apart from me and Kevin. But yeah, we didn't know each other, and then there was a room full of people that had their own instruments, and we're all playing covers and songs and having a good time. And eventually, it got late, and people started leaving, and like, that was fun. We'll do it next time. But then there was us five plus Fran, who's a really good friend of ours that does a lot of visual photography and media for us. And we were kind of the last one standing, and like it got to the point in the night where they were like, has anyone got any original songs we could try and do an original kind of thing? And it whipped this out.
Yeah.
And then, Jack was the first one to jump on. He's like, it's got such a beautiful pulse. Like, let me just do this on the drums. I'm like, oh, God, that sounds cool. And like Chaz and Liam, and they're just like doing their thing.
Everyone got involved.
Yeah, everyone just jumps on, and we played it like
and we still have that
times.
video as well that Fran took. She just like sat back and like kept her camera on record. It was just like five of us like super nervous, just like trying to be cool and just play our instrument while like try to play this original. But like just looking back, it's so cool because Baily and I, we obviously knew each other just before then, and we were hanging out at Baily's flat just before the jam night. And so Baily was like, oh yo, I've got the song idea. And then we jammed it out for a bit, and we were like, nah, surely we take it to the jam night, and like our goal is to like find people that we can jam to the song with. And lo and behold, like we found these boys, and
and what a great partnership grew from that. It's so sick.
It's just incredible. What gets me is that we didn't know each other, and we found it easier to play music with each other and express like music with each other before we even learned how to talk to each other and what we were interested in. And it's crazy that was what happened before. Yeah, that's cool.
That's amazing.
That's so true.
Talking about like writing songs, can you tell me a little bit about what your process looks like? Who writes songs in the band, and like what does that process kind of look like for you?
Yeah, it's actually quite random because I think a lot of our songwriting comes from jams, like jamming out with each other. Yeah. And we found that just is very natural and just works for us. And I think that's pretty much how we wrote every single song. Teskey literally came out of us just jamming in between a practice set. We were like, we're pretty bored. I can't even remember how it started, but then we were just jamming this like da 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 da, and then we just built it up from there and just kept going. And then we have songs like A Little While that just came out of a jam from my bedroom, and I was like to the boys, I was like, yo, I have this cool idea, let's keep working on it, and just stuff like that just comes super naturally. And like the songs off the new EP, Sunday Drives, which is one of them, like Baily brought forward when we were in Tauranga for New Year's. We were literally just chilling by Jack's backyard, and then we started jamming this out, and we still have the recording. It was just us playing music, and then we were like, let's work on this. Let's keep working.
Keep it going.
And now we're working on the production of it, and it's sounding really nice. Oh, wow. So excited. Gosh.
It is exciting.
Just on that too, it's quite funny because the band, because I mostly just do the singing on top kind of thing, but like the band writes songs so quickly. It literally be like, I've got this little riff like lick thing going on, like listen to this, and someone will be like, that's cool, let me do this thing, and then they've got like this full song written in like 10 minutes.
No time.
And I'm like, guys, I've got to do like lyrics. I got to do like a melody. Like,
slow down, goddamn.
Yeah, and then you just hear Baily like trying different vocal lines. He's like, no, damn it.
I sit there with a notebook and I'm like, no. Just trying to keep up with it, but it's nuts.
No, that's such a sick process. We were mentioning before the beer festival gig, but how good was Soundsplash Timaru 2019? An incredible lineup with you guys playing on the Kiwi stage, of course. What was it like to play that festival?
Oh yeah.
Nervous? Nervous?
Yeah, it was off. Yeah, sorry if I took that off from you.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a super random thing because like we had a few. Obviously, we were playing with Shag Rock when they came around here, so it was just like we ended up having quite a stacked lineup of shows. So we played Timaru, and then we had to drive back from Timaru, and then go to the airport for our Wellington show the next day.
Right, wow.
So we did Auckland, Timaru,
Wellington,
in
then
3 days,
Christchurch.
and then Christchurch the next week. So it was just super hectic.
That's
but-
huge.
Which was
Yeah.
smack bang in the middle of like his summer tour, which was like, it was really cool.
Yeah.
That would have been such a cool experience, though,
Yeah,
right?
fully. Like we drove up and they was like, "Oh yeah, we're the artists." He's like, "Oh yeah, please do go in." And then they gave us our backstage passes.
Oh.
And then lo and behold, we see the Butlers and Dolphin Friendly and
Just like-
Sons of Zion parking up at the back.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Just being amongst these, like, reasonably big bands.
yeah, fully. Yeah,
Yeah.
just having like, here's your beers, here's your like food.
Of course,
If
the
there's
beers.
anything you need, let me know. And it's like,
Sure.
cool.
Well, the festival season is right around the corner. Is there any chance we might be seeing the Raddlers playing anywhere this summer?
It's a work in progress, but it's surprisingly very competitive post-COVID at the moment.
Really?
I mean, there's a lot of attention on Kiwi artists, hence COVID. But yeah, everyone is applying for this. Everyone's trying to get this. There's a lot of what's the word, like, you get lost in the noise kind of thing. It's quite hard to.
But I mean, in a positive light, it's really cool that there's a lot of focus on New Zealand music.
hell
It's just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
pushing artists that like usually may not have got the chance, but
Yeah.
now it's like, here's your chance, get up the stage and play.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
in
really
front
cool.
of a crowd.
Yeah,
Not
fully.
your normal pub.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like, it's still gonna sell out. Like the festivals are gonna sell out,
Of
and people
course,
are
of
gonna
course.
see you, and it's gonna be really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
regardless of if you play or not.
Yeah.
Well, on the show, we've got a segment called Beneath the Beat, where pretty much we take one of your original songs, and what we do is we deconstruct some of the lyrics. Which song do you guys have for us today?
So I thought we'd send through a new one a little while.
A little while. That was released this year, right? Recently.
Yeah, during lockdown.
During lockdown, yeah.
Was that created in lockdown?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So were you guys flatting together at the time?
No.
Oh no! So you guys were separate,
Yep.
but still created a song.
Yeah.
Google Drive.
Yeah.
How did that work?
We wrote the song before lockdown.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, I think we wrote it during the summer. We sort of like had a bit of pieces, like a few pieces going here and there. And then we started playing it a lot more like at the start of the year. And then we were like, okay, let's work on this EP. Let's start recording it. And then we tracked the drums. And then, boom, COVID happened. And then suddenly we were all separated.
Yeah.
Because Baily and Liam lived together.
Yep.
And I live with Jack, the drummer. And then we were like, okay, we want to keep working on this, but we can't meet each other.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, let's record it separately.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So we did all the layers separately and then sent it to the drive. And then Chaz, who's been doing our mixing, who does a brilliant job,
Yeah.
like pieced it all together.
Yeah.
And then we recorded, mixed, mastered, and produced that song during the nationwide lockdown.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's
yeah.
insane. Well, can you start off by reading us the first verse, please, Bailey?
Sure. Well, it goes just a little bit like this. You gotta move them hips. And it shows. You got another half a mind. You gotta shut them lips. And I wish you'd go and walk my shoes a mile just to understand my smile. Well, we're gonna be here for a little while. So
Yo, so what's that first verse about?
I don't know.
Just random lyrics at the time?
Yeah, well, I mean, my kind of process for writing lyrics is like most of the time it'll just be kind of the first thing that comes to mind. But I kind of draw inspiration from the things that I've got in the forefront in my mind that I struggle to kind of talk in like a casual kind of way. Like
Yeah.
it's not very often you might have a conversation about a specific thing and it's like they're just maybe thoughts and feelings and things in your head that you kind of want to get out, but like it's really hard to talk about these things. So it's like it's kind of but it's a bit of random, like this just rhymes and it kind of sounds good, but like there's a bit of that too. I don't know. I guess because we wrote that through lockdown. So it's just like I was feeling isolated, but also you had your flatmates to keep your company, and you're just like.
Yeah, I think we reflected that in the artwork a bit as well. Like if you see it, it's just like a guy just floating in the ocean.
In the ocean, right?
Yeah, and so it's like you're moving, but you're also not. Like that's essentially what lockdown was, right? Like life carries on, but you're not really doing
Moving
much.
anywhere.
Yeah. So like we're gonna be here for a little while, I guess, was like our
It's like-
punchline for what lockdown was for all of us, really. So
Do you want to hit us with the chorus?
Oh, yeah, okay. Don't want to understand. I'm doing everything I can. won't you hold my hand and start all over again? Yeah.
Just more sort of.
Yeah, just because I mean we all just had so much time to reflect on things, right? Like reprioritize what's important, what's going on in your life. What the question when we come out of lockdown, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's the first person you're gonna see? Like, you know, what do you want to do? Like, you've got all this time to really just think about what you want and I don't know, work on yourself a little bit. So it's kind of just.
And I guess a reason to start all over again, right? Like
Yeah,
just
it's like,
start
okay, cool.
fresh.
So yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a great little sneak peek into what we're about to listen to. This is the Raddlers with A Little While.
Well, it goes just a little bit like this. Gotta move them hips. And it shows you got another half of mine. You gotta shut them lips. And I wish you go walk my shoes and mine, just to understand my smile. Well, we're gonna be here for a little while, yeah, a little while. Don't want to stay. I'm doing everything I can. Oh, won't you
That was the Raddlers with A Little While, an absolute tune, a sick song. Can you tell us a little bit about the process and what the process has been like to get from when you first met to where you guys are now, where you were recently just travelling the country?
Yeah. Okay. So we started at uni, at the music club's jam night, and then I guess by word of mouth. University of Canterbury is a very it's an odd one where after the earthquakes there's not much of a town scene, so if you want to have like a weekend party with all your friends, you're generally going to do something with the clubs, or you're going to do the UCSA's kind of mono thing. Like, there's a lot of kind of backyard gigs, club kind of events that they, live bands make it so much more fun. So I guess through word of mouth, knowing lots of people, we kind of just, oh yeah, we'll play that, we'll play that, we'll do that, we'll play that, and yeah, and then I don't know, you start saving up a little bit of money. You can start buying some recording equipment, some
better
amps,
equipment.
yeah, exactly. And then I guess as you start investing in it, the quality of your music and kind of starts improving. And then yeah, I guess the UCSA started throwing us on the mono lineups where we got to play with Lime Cordial, which was probably like such a peak. It was
yeah, because like we had played like Bailey said, played a few like uni gigs and stuff. But then we got chucked on this roster, and then it was Lime Cordial headlining. We were like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah,
sweet.
Fully. And it was great. We got to hang out with them backstage and just like, oh, how do we get to where you are? Like, like what is it? And it was cool. They're really nice guys.
We had like the nicest tequila that night. So good.
Thank you again, boys, for coming in and talking to us here at Amplify Aotearoa. We wish you all the best for the future. Cheers again.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
See you at the next show.
Amplify Aotearoa has been brought to you by the students of the New Zealand Broadcasting School.